annual AIW Mid-Year Conference. We have over 500 educators that have come together across 4 AAs and 19 school districts to network, learn, share, and grow to improve their teaching so that students' minds are engaged in high levels of intellectual and authentic demanding work.
We hope you have a day full of learning, growing, and networking through your work with AIW.
Even if you are in the best school, on the best team, in the best state, are you willing to use what you've learned in your head to connect and bridge what's happening in your heart? Think about your school, think about your team. I want you to think about yourself, and I want you to think about your students.
I was just thinking about how it's just so important for me to get out of my comfort zone of convergent thinking and go divergent thinking. You know, because convergent thinking is so easily organized and manageable, and I like the safety net of that, but divergent thinking is where we're going.
Concepts and the disciplinary processes and methods are the guts of what AIW, that center row, is all about.
You have to have some conceptual knowledge to be able to express that big idea. Before they can even have a good conversation, they have to have a little knowledge so they can share with others.
Different subjects have different concepts, different content, but the part that I find is most elusive for teachers, and it was the part when I taught history that nobody taught me to teach kids, and that was the actual methods and processes that historians use. What are the methods and processes that experts in my field use when they are solving a problem, when they are tackling something conceptually? Move out of tweaking, move into reimagining, and push each other in those two green zones. Is it conceptual versus topical? And are you really leveraging a method in the field? Your team has to be cohesive. Cohesive means you trust one another and you are able to engage in unfiltered conflict. It means you commit to decisions and plans of action. If you say you're going to revise a task, you do it. It means you hold one another accountable for delivering the change.
If you're struggling with a particular unit and you want to know what your concept is, bringing it to your team or your colleagues to help you come up with that.
Are you willing to use AIW and what you've learned about it to self-correct when a lesson is starting to unravel?
When I would ask a question and one student would answer, and then I'd ask another question and another student would answer, I thought I could improve this significantly if I just stop and have them talk to each other. I could just raise his AIW score right here. And so the next pause that I came to and I asked a question, I said, turn to your partner and discuss it. And I was surprised and chagrined to see them turn to each other and say, I don't know, I wasn't listening, were you listening? And it just reminded me that these kids know how to play the school game. And when I stop and do things according to AIW, that doesn't allow for kids to shut down, just the overall learning in the classroom goes up.
a learner's perspective, they're intuitively interested in where there's value. You want to ideally have a unit where the kids can really connect it to the real world. And then you use your tasks and your student work to scaffold them to be ready to do that.
I have to tell you, when our people who do our data collection looked at this, they said, well, it's very clear to us that there's something going on in those schools.
This has exceeded our wildest expectations. We never imagined that it would be so much like wildfire throughout the Iowa state, but also that the results would be so profound.
It's the work that you do that is making this happen. So this is my chance to say congratulations to you. You are putting AIW to work in your classrooms, and you're making it make a difference for your students that is quantifiable.
That's what we're doing here today. Celebrating together and enjoying the learning that each and every one of you have had individually and bringing it collectively so that we can bridge our mind and our heart for Iowa kids.